Welcome to the Demo Derby Smashdown V8 Extermi-NATION, our new 6-week series here on the Play Games YouTube channel. I'm Keith Avalone from Play Games. Sam is running the board tonight. Tonight's event is the biggest Demo Derby we've ever run. A two-part Crash-A-Palooza double driver mayhem qualifying event for our V8 Extermi-NATION series, a winner of which gets the coveted Silver Trash Can Award. Two 20-car heats, over 80 drivers. We had so many entries, we had to change our format to accommodate everybody. We don't want to leave anybody out, so we have a huge night of Demo Derby action for you tonight. First of all, we've assigned two-man teams, a pair of play gamers for each car. One is the driver, the other is the navigator or co-pilot or what have you. We have given each driver an identical card. We used the card that won the Demo Derby sample event that we had last week when we debuted the new Demo Derby Smashdown materials, Rick Mashburn's card. So everybody has Rick Mashburn's card, making everything equal, a level playing field, so to speak. Just for fun, we assigned each driver a car number and a sponsor, a Play Games sponsor from our fictional Play Games advertiser universe. We will run two derbies tonight, two 20-car derbies tonight. Both drivers from the top 3 cars in each derby will qualify for the next round of the series. So if your car wins, you and your co-driver will both advance to the Sweet 16, so to speak. One pair of drivers from each derby outside the top 3 will also be chosen at random. They'll get the lucky pass, the free ride, the golden ticket, so to speak, into the qualifying round of the Sweet 16. Everybody else gets exterminated tonight, so tough luck. The 16 drivers who advance will be awarded points based on tonight's finish. First place will get 5 points. Second place will get 3 points. Third place will get 2 points. And the people that get the golden ticket will get 0 points. They'll have to earn their way by winning something, getting a high enough finish in the first round of the Sweet 16, the semifinals, to merit being kept. Each week, on each episode, we will add up the point totals at the end of the Derby. Of course, we'll award points in ascending order like they do in NASCAR. And the bottom 2 drivers with points will both be kicked off the show. So we'll go from 16 to 14 to 12. And then for the final Week 6 show, whichever drivers have a shot at winning the championship. In other words, based on the descending point totals, we're not going to have anybody running in the last event who doesn't have a chance to win the trash can because they could, sabotage the event. So we'll only include people who have a legitimate chance of winning, and that'll be our final event for Week 6. We're ready to roll for the first half of tonight's Crash-A-Palooza double bill. Let's go to the Dot Cola Fairgrounds Arena. We got our cars lined up and ready to go for our first heat, our first 20 cars. If you check the Facebook page, you know the teams, the car numbers, the sponsors. So we'll just go ahead and get ready. We've already lined them up, and I guess the only thing we really need to clarify is on the skid results. We're going to give our teams an A rating. The way I'm going to kind of visualize this is on a 1, 2, or a 3, it's going to be the driver, the first name on the card, and on 4, 5, or 6, that'll be like a call from the co-pilot. He'll say hard right, back up, and that'll be the result. So the skid results will basically be the co-pilot. All right, we're ready to roll. John Heckle and Mark Moe will get us started in the 64 Luxus Sedan Braun. This is the first minute of our Derby. We're ready to roll. We'll start with a 54. It's the kamikaze move. So we're going to get an X on the star car. Of course, nobody's got any damage, so the targeting symbols are going to be irrelevant for the first shots in each column. So we're going to roll the decider die, and dot is going to be Ray Price and Bob. Oh, there's the X. So Ray Price and Bob Hansen take the first hit, and we'll also have to put a question mark. We're going to knock out a gear from Mark Moe and John Heckle's Luxus. We're going to knock out number 2. So we'll take out the bumper blast, and that will allow us to move on. So Ray Price and Bob Hansen go next, a 21. That's a bumper blast result to the car with the most damage. Of course, they are the car with the most damage, so it would be either of the other two. Dot, it'll be John Heckle and Mark Moe. Payback move, no, he's going to go for Dave Kaufman and Paul Salzgeber. So it's going to be an X result. And Bob and Ray are also going to lose a move. They're going to lose their number 6 move on the number 3 car from Bargain Mart. All right, we'll put a chip on the 3. And now we go to Dave and Paul, who will get 51. That's it's a big blast to, looks like it's going to go to Ray Price and Bob Hansen because John Heckle and Mark Moe don't have any damage. So we're going to put an X there, and they're going to lose 2 internal moves. Ray and Bob are already limping along. They're going to lose move 2 and 3 on the number 3 car. Oh, my gosh. Look at that. They've already got 3 internal damage. A rough first turn for Bob and Ray. We go to the second column. Here's Andy and Luke McAvoy in the number 761 Nighthawk Classic Coupe. I get a 36. It's going to be a car result. Of course, there's no damage on the car, so that's good. We will then roll, let's see, it'll be probably just a simple X, and we'll target either Dot, Dick, and Mike. Yep, all right, so Dick and Mike get a little kind of a passing glance. And here come Dick Butler and Mike Fitzgerald in the 60 Ranger station wagon, 62. That'll be the waffle iron move, which will give them an internal damage, but will put an external damage on Andy or Cooper. Looks like it's going to be Cooper. And we're going to take an internal damage for Dick and Mike. They're going to lose number 6 on car number 1. There we go, the waffle iron move. The one they just used is now out of commission. All right, and here comes Cooper. Cooper and Giorgio Salvadego, who's flown in from Italy. 11. So it's going to be the reverse smash for 2 X's to the most damaged car, and that's going to be Dick and Mike. So we're going to put 2 more X's on Dick and Mike. And it's going to also put an internal damage on move number 5. The number 1 car has lost gears 5 and 6. We go over to the third column now. Here's Dallas Johnson and Chad McAvoy teamed up in the 61 Hercules for Burger Hut. 25. It's a skid result, and that will be, looks like nothing, just a miss. So nothing happened in there. Here's Joaquin and John Mogg on a 52. That'll be X, O. Oh, it's basically one of each to the star car. Looks like it's going to be either of them. So Dallas or Bill. Dot, it's Dallas and Chad. Oh, it's going to be Bill and Chris. So we're going to get an X and an O. Bill and Chris are going to lose move 1. So let's see, number 14. And let's see, Joaquin and John are going to lose move 6, the bumper blast. That's number 15. All right, so there we go. We're putting a lot of chips out early on. And now Bill and Chris with their opportunity to do something, a 26. Let's see, that'll be a car result. And that will be just a simple X on, let's see, Dallas or Joaquin. Dot is Dallas, and there we go. So a little damage on the 61 Hercules. We move to the third column. Here's Travis Jansen and Ethan Muselin sharing the front seat of the 64 Senator business sedan. And we get a 13. That's an X with 2 internal damage. Is it Mike Bowling and Scott Johnson? No, it's Pete Adams and Matt Meadoff that get the big hit. So they're going to lose double loss on move 2 for Pete and Matt in the number 12 car, the Econo Brew Coffee commuter sport coupe. All right, here's Mike and Scott, Mike Bowling and Scott Johnson in the number 13. And we get a 56. That's going to be a car result. So it'll be, looks like just with no damage, it's a simple X. Travis, the dot. Nope. Going to put it on Pete and Matt. Kind of piling on here. And here's Pete and Matt with a chance to do a little payback. 65, the bumper, notice the waffle iron. It's a skid result. And so that's Matt calling the shots here. And, we're going to get an unusual result. So go to the unusual results table. 43 on the unusual results. Looks like a transmission failure. Lose moves 3, 4, 5, and 6. Oh, no. So Pete and Matt have a transmission failure. Oh, golly. So let's look at car number 12. That's going to put them out of the event. That gives them 6 internal damage. You get 7 external, 6 internal. So Pete and Matt are already out. The transmission failure knocks out the Econo Brew Coffee number 12. We have our first departure from the field. Chris Day and David Brambilia as we move to column number 5, 36. That's a car result, which is going to be a single hit on, let's see, Dot. It's going to be Ron and Steve. Nope, it's going to be BJ and Casey take the hit in the 62 Venus. So a quick hit from the Wayfarer sedan. Here's Ron and Steve, Ron Anderson and Steve Page in the Normandy sedan, 34. That'll be an XO to the car with the most damage. So they're going to put another one on BJ and Casey and take one of their own. Here's BJ and Casey now. 63, that's the waffle iron. Oh, and it's an O damage, so they're going to take another damage of their own. They will put damage, though, on Ron and Steve. They're going to take some internal damage. They're going to lose move 1 on the number 11 car, the Dot Cola Normandy sedan. So the reverse smash is gone for Ron and Steve. Move to column number 6, and Chris Bowler and Al Wilson. Al Leadfoot Wilson in the 61 Gold Crown sedan. 61, that's going to be a triple X. Oh, my gosh. Of course, nobody's got damage yet, so Dot's going to be Jeff Turner and Scott Long taking the damage. And it is the big hit. Triple X and an internal damage. So the number 20 loses move 2. Let's take it out of there. The bumper blast is gone for Jeff and Scott. All right, Jeff and Scott will payback, see if they can get Chris and Al back. Oops, rolled the wrong die here. There we go. 35. All right, it's going to be a skid result. And 5, I believe, is going to be an O result. On skid, yes. On the A's, an O. So they're going to take a 4th damage. They're already down to just 3 left. And here's Ed and Charles. Ed Quintero and Charles Moon in the 65 National Sedan. 64, the waffle iron. It's an X. Exclamation point to the star card. Going to put a damage on Chris and Al. And also an internal damage, losing move 3. So there goes move 3 for Chris and Al, the number 4 Biddy Beer Gold Crown sedan. All right, and 2 cars in the final column. Bob Sheehy and Steve Tower in the El Presidente Town car. 65. It's another waffle iron. It's a skid move actually from the waffle iron try, and it'll be, oh my gosh! It's a number. It's a 1, so it's going to be a XX. Exclamation point. 2 big hits, 2 big damage on Roger Ward and Bobby Scott, and an internal damage that loses their waffle iron move on number 9, car number 9. So the waffle iron is out, and here's Roger and Bobby, 54. Let's see, it's X, so that'll put it on a little damage on Bob and Steve's car, and I believe that is it. 54. Yep, that's wait a minute, 54. The kamikaze move. So he's going to put an internal damage on their own vehicle. They're going to lose move 6 as well. So not great for Bobby and Roger. That's their second. Now, if you pile up 3 damage on any one move, or if you lose it 3 times, it's considered you're out of the event. Your car kills out and dies. All right, so that's the first minute of action, and as you can see from the colored chips. Now the game comes with all red chips. We decided to use some different colored chips to add a little color to the event. But as you can see from the scattering of colored chips across the top of our board, we've had some big hits and some serious internal damage going on, particularly to Ray and Bob. Bob Hansen and Ray Price in the number 3 Bargain Mart. They are on thin ice right now. Roger Ward and Bobby Scott also kind of in trouble here. All right, we're gonna put the cars back out again in columns of 3. We'll do it across the top first. 3. We should have 7 columns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. You can kind of follow the action here as the cars sort of rearrange themselves in new groupings. Ray and Bob moving all the way to the number 6 column. And here's Cooper and Giorgio and Andy and Luke, Dick and Mike. All right, there we go. And we start the second minute of action. John Heckle and Mark Moe will start again. They started the last time. So 16. It's a car result. Now, let's see. They've got no external damage. So, looks like that'll be just a quick hit. Yep, just a quick X. Let's see what's going to go on. Ed or Cooper? Dot, it's Ed. Nope, it's going to be Cooper. Cooper and Giorgio get the damage. Here's Ed Quintero and Charles Moon, 65. Let's make sure they've got that move. Yes, they do. It's a skid result. And on an A, that will be a single X. Dot, it's going to go to John and Mark. Nope, it's going to go to Cooper again. Cooper and Giorgio have taken 3 damage now. Here's Cooper and Giorgio on their opportunity. 51. Let's make sure they've got move 5 on the 19 car. They do. X. Ooh, my gosh. So it's going to be a X with 2 internal damage. Dot, it's Ed and Charles. Yes. So X and Ed and Charles are going to lose two internal moves on the number 18. 2, 4. Let's take 2 and 4 out. The pretty good haircut's number 18. All right. And we're finished with column number 1. Here's Bill and Chris in the Sentinel utility bus, 65. Let's make sure they've got it. They do. It's a skid result. And, oh, it's a double X with an internal damage. Let's see who it's going to go to. Dot, it's Roger and Bobby. Nope, it's going to go to Andy and Luke, take the damage. So double X and an internal on the number 7. Off move 2. All right. And now here's Roger and Bobby with their opportunity. 55. See in the number 9. And they've got 55. It's a skid result. Ooh, it's going to be an unusual result for Roger and Bobby. 55. Uh-oh. Clear shot to take the choice card in the field. Triple X with an exclamation point. Who's it going to be? Well, let's see. Dot's going to be Bill and Chris. Oh, it is. Triple X. A big hit on the bus. And they're going to lose move 4. So number 14 is now down 2 moves. Here's Andy and Luke cruising around in the classic Nighthawk coupe. 62 on the 7. Let's check and make sure they got them. Yes, they do. It's going to be an X question mark to the star car. So he puts one on Roger and Bobby, but they take a damage internal 2 on the number 7. Oh, that's their second one on that. All right, move to column 3. Dallas and Chad, 41. No damage, so they're going to take no damage. They're going to do the hideaway move, the rollback, as it were. Here's Bob and Steve. So they cannot be damaged this turn. 52 for Bob and Steve in the number 8. Let's see. XO question mark exclamation point. So that's going to be XO. Let's do the question mark. Number 3 for Bob and Steve in the 8. Let's see. That's their first move to be lost. And Joaquin and John will lose number 5, number 15. So there we go. And Joaquin and John with the payback move, 45. Do they have 45? They do. It's XO to, so it's basically they're going to trade moves. So each of those wind up with 3 damage. Move to column 4. Here's Chris and David. 64 in the waffle iron will be a X result to the star car. Looks like they both have the same. So dotted BJ and Casey. Yep, there's going to be an X there. 64. Make sure, yes. Oh, and it also is an internal damage to BJ and Casey. Let's see what they lose. They're going to lose number 4. That's their first lost move. All right, and here comes BJ and Casey with the payback move, 22. Let's see. That's going to be X exclamation point to the most damaged car. So Dick and Mike are going to take another one. And another internal damage, 6. Dick and, uh-oh. Is that, no, that's their second one. I thought they already had 2, but they only had 1. So it's their third internal damage, but they're second on 6. Dick and Mike, 16. It's a car result. They've got 4 damage, so this could be not good. 1, they're going to get something. They're going to get a quick hit. And it's going to be on BJ and Casey. So they now have 5. So Dick and Mike are not going to go down without a fight here, if they go down at all. Hanging in there. All right, we move to the 5th column. Here's Ryan Anderson and Steve Page in the 63 Normandy stand with only just 1 small damage, 65. That's the waffle iron. Let's see if they get their internal moves. Yep. It's a skid move. And that will be, ooh, that's going to be a XX, double X. Mike Bowling and Scott Johnson are the dot. Nope, it's going to go on Travis and Ethan, 2 X's. Now Mike and Scott, who avoided that hit, they've got 44. It's going to be an XO to the most damaged card. It looks like Travis is going to take another hit, but Mike and Scott will take one of a self-inflicted wound. And here's Travis and Ethan, 51. It's going to be X, 2 internal damage to the car with the most damage. They both have the same, so let's roll the dot. Mike Bowling and Scott Johnson are the dot. Yes. So there's a big ding and 2 internal damage for Mike and Scott on third. That's their first. 4 and 5 will be gone. So we're starting to pick up some damage. All right, so we're going to move to, let's see, we're going to move to Chris and Al in column 6. 62 on car 4. That's going to be the star car. Well, there's only 2 cars in the column, so it's going to be a quick X, but also an internal damage for Chris and Al. They're going to lose 1. And there goes the reverse smash. And Ray and Bob come back with 14. They do have that move. Oh, but they take 2 self-inflicted damages and put 1 on Al. That's going to give them 5. And we go to Jeff and Scott, the last group, the last column, 23. Is going to, they don't have that. They've lost the bumper blast move, so they're sitting ducks for Dave and Paul Salzgiver. Here they come. It's 12. Double X smash. They do take an internal damage. It almost knocks Jeff and Scott out. 1, 2, 3, 4. They got 6. Dave and Paul are going to have to take an internal damage on 3, though. That's their first, so they're still pretty healthy there. All right, that's going to wrap up the second minute of action. Let's go ahead and pick the cars up. We're going to leave this one turned over. It will stay no damage, kind of in hiding until it is their turn. Just kind of picking them all up in random order. We'll give it a quick shuffle and set them out again for the third minute of the Derby. We've lost 1 car so far. Pete Adams and Matt Madoff, the first to get eliminated. They had a transmission failure. They were not knocked out by anybody. All right, here we go. Bill and Chris will lead off this time. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. John Heckle and Mark Moe are down on the end now. They've motored to the end of the Dot Cola Fairgrounds Arena. Let me move my pencil here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, and here we go. We should start to. That was a good time. Good placement for the no damage. That's Dallas and Chad. They're going to be golden until it's their turn to go. All right, start minute 3. Here's Bill Mason and Chris Dinkins starting it off. 42. Do they have that move? 14. Let's check. They do not. So they're going to just kind of smoke and stutter and wonder if they can get things going again. Here's Bob and Steve in the El Presidente 31 in car 8. And they do not have that move either. Here's Mike and Scott in car 13. Free shot. And they don't have that move. So none of those guys get to move. Here's Roger and Bobby. They're all just kind of steaming. 65. And there's no move there either because they've lost the waffle iron. Here's Cooper and Giorgio, 61 on 19. Oh, it's a triple X smash. Oh, look out. Somebody is almost out. Both of the opponents have 3 damage, though, so this is a big roll here. Dot's going to be Roger and Bobby. Oh, big hit, 3X. They're 1X away from being knocked out and an internal. So that's going to lose 6. Let's see, car 9. Oh, well, that's going to be their third damage on 6, so that's going to knock Roger and Bobby out of it. So Roger and Bobby are the second to go. We're going to take those chips out. And let's just see here. Where was I? So it's going to be Travis and Ethan now. Here we go. 34, 16. Oh, look at them. They got nothing going on internal. 34 is XO. There's only 1 card to hit, so X and O. Now both with 4 damage. You go to the third column. Here's Ed Quintero and Charles Moon in the number 1865 National, 45. It's going to be an XO to the most damaged vehicle, and that's going to be Joaquin and John. So an X on them, an O on Ed and Charles. Here's Joaquin and John, 14 on 15. They have that move. Oh, but two more self-inflicted damages there. They're going to go to the star car. They both have 2. So Dot is going to be Ed and Charles, and it is. So they'll put 1 on Ed and Charles, but take 2 of their own. They're now down to 1 external damage remaining. The fenders are falling off the Conestoga wagon. Here's Chris and Al now with a chance to take somebody out. 16, 4. Oh, they don't have the move, though. They've lost the reverse smash. So Chris and Al are just trying to get the car into reverse. It's not working. We go to column 4. Here's Scott and Jeff. 21. And they do not have that move. Here's Chris and David in car number 5. 11. They have it. A double X to the most damaged car. That would be Jeff and Scott. So Jeff and Scott, see ya. They are out of the Derby. And here comes Ray Price, knocked out by Chris Day and David Brambilla, another Italian. All right, in the 61 Wayfarer sedan. Here's Ray and Bob. with 5 damage. And look at Chris and David with no damage on the vehicle and no internal damage. They'll get a clean car as we roll through the 3rd minute of the action. So Ray and Bob are going to try to take care of that situation. Oh, but they can't. They've lost move 3. So David and Chris stay healthy. We go to this move now. Here's the 5th column. Here's Dave and Paul, 23 in car 2. Looks like it's going to be, oh, not a good move, a bumper blast, but it's a reverse blast that does not work. It only puts damage on themselves. So they take two external and 1 internal. Oh, that was crazy bad. They're going to lose the waffle iron move. Here's Dick Butler and Mike Fitzgerald, 23, car number 1. They have that move. Oh, but it's the same thing. They put 2 damage on themselves. They're not out yet, but they're clinging to it. The bumper's falling off the Ranger wagon and an internal. If I roll a 6, then they are out. Nope, a 5. But that's 2 losses on the kamikaze move. So they have 4 internal and 6 external. Dick Butler and Mike Fitzgerald could be the next to exit the Derby. All right, so we're going to flip the card over here. And sandbagging it was Dallas and Chad, and here they go. They might just take Dick and Mike out right now. 6-34. The Stinger is going to be XO to the... Yep, that's going to knock them out. They're going to take a damage doing so. They would get a kill if we were keeping that statistic. Dick and Mike, sorry about that. You're out. All right, move to the 6th column. Here's John and Mark. 51. X, exclamation point, and it goes to... Oh, I think that... No, that doesn't quite knock them out. 2 internal, though, for BJ and Casey. Let's see what they've got going. They have... well, they've only got 1 internal, so they're all right. They're going to lose 1 and 2. I should say they're not really all right, but at least they're still in it. So they're going to lose 1 and 2. And here's BJ and Casey trying to do a little payback here. They got 6 external damage. They better not get an O. 53 on the 10, and that will be an O. They're going to do a little damage on John and Mark, put their first external damage and an internal on the 17. They're going to lose number 6, but they're going to knock themselves out. That car is not moving. All right, we go to the final column. Here's Andy and Luke. We got a 65 on car 7. That's a skid move. And they're an A, so that'll be a single X on Ron and Steve. See if Ron and Steve can do a little more damage than that. Back at you. 11 on the 11. They do not have the reverse smash. So Andy and Luke get away with it, and no payback. All right, that's the end of the 3rd. We go to the 4th minute. We've lost some cars. We've lost, let's see, we've lost 5 cars so far. A couple of them have kind of killed out on their own. We've had 3 kills, knockouts. I'm debating whether we want to keep that statistic once we get to the Sweet 16 and allow a bonus point for a kill. We might do that. All right, here we go. We probably do not need... probably only need 6 columns here now. Maybe only 5. Let's just do it this way. 3, 3, 3, 3, and... Oops, I'm moving my board. Sorry. I meant to tape that down. This is not a mat, by the way. It's a... this is what the mat's going to look like, but it's not actually a polypropylene mat. Okay, here we are. So we're going to go to column 1. Ed and Charles are starting it out. This is minute 4 of the Derby. We're down to 18 cars now. We're going to see some action here, I'm sure. 46 on the 18. They have that move. It's a car move. They've got 3 internal damage, or three external damage. So we look at the car chart. A 1 or a 2 will get a damage, but that is going to be a stall. So we're going to have our first stall card on Ed and Charles, the 18. So let's put the stall card on. They'll have to restart in order to do anything in future turns. Here's Travis and Ethan, 35 on the 16. Let's see. They've got all their moves working. That's going to be a skid result. With an A rating. Oh, 6. That's an unusual result. So let's go to the unusual results chart again. 51. Showdown with the star card. Winner kills the opponent. Well, here we go. Who's the star card? It's going to be Dave and Paul. Here it is. The big hit. So it's going to be, since everybody's considered to be an A, it's going to be 11-46. 11-46 will knock out Dave and Paul. Less than that will knock out Travis and Ethan. And here we go. It's a knockout. So Dave and Paul are out. And Travis and Paul are used to be good friends. I don't know if they are anymore. All right, so there's a kill for Travis and Ethan. We're going to move to Chris and David with no damage. They're the only unscathed car in the Derby right now. 44. And, they almost took another no damage result. They're going to take a damage, an O result, but they're also going to put an X result on Bob and Ray's 60 Mayflower. Now, Bob and Ray are coming back with a 51. They have that move. It's a double X. It will go to Ron Anderson and Steve Page. They'll also take an O, I believe. Let me just check your 51. No, they don't. Hold on. 51. It's not a double. It's an X with 2 internal. So it's 3 external, but 2 internal for Ron and Steve. Let's see what they've got here. Oh, this could take them out. If I roll a 3, they're out. There's a 6. There's a 2. All right, so they're still in it. They've got now 5 internal damage. 1 more, and they are out. All right. So let's see. Where do they leave off here? That's 3. And Ron and Steve, I guess. So we'll go to Bill and Chris. 46 on the 14. Let's see here. They does not have the move forward. Rollback move is out for Bill and Chris, so they're just going to sit there. Here comes Chris and Al, 33. They don't have the stinger move, so it's up to John and Mark. A free shot at either one, 23, but they don't have the bumper blast. So just a bunch of cars kind of trying to get something going, but they can't get any hits. We go to the 4th column. Here's Bob and Steve, 63 on the 8. It's an O result. They are going to put a damage, though, on an internal damage on Joaquin and John, looks like. They're going to lose move 3. The 15 car will lose move 3. That's their 3rd. John and Joaquin come back with a 43. They have that move. It's a no damage move. That's helpful for them. They can definitely use that. Kind of get out of sight here for a minute. Here's Cooper and Giorgio. Only 1 car to hit. That's Bob and Steve. 34 on the 19. They have that move. It's an XO, so that'll put an X. 5 damage now on Bob and Steve's car. 5 on Cooper and Giorgio. And we move to the 6th column. Here's Andy and Luke, 53. Let's see here. XO internal damage. And I believe it's to choice. Yes. So Dot, it's Dallas and Chad. Oh, they're going to put a hit on their dad. So let's see. An X. They are going to take an O. And an internal for Dallas and Chad. They're going to lose move 2 on the number 6 car. That's their first move lost. Dallas and Chad. Payback time. 53. Oh, I think that's the same they just rolled. It's XO. And yes, exactly. And it's choice. So will he choose to go after their... Will Chad say, hey, get those kids? Dottie says. Nope. He says, let's go after Mike and Scott. So that'll be an X and an O and an internal for Mike and Scott. That was probably a smart move to save the family piece. Mike and Scott lose move 1 on the 13 car. So they now have 3. All right. So Mike and Scott have the last say in the 4th minute. 56 on the 13. All right, they don't have that move. The kamikaze move is out for them, so that'll wrap up this turn. Go to minute 5. And here we go. Shuffle these up. Put them out again. So we got Ed Quintero and Charles Moon with a stalled vehicle. Everybody else is at least moving somewhat. Dallas, Mike, Scott, Ray, Bob, Andy, Ed, Travis, Chris, Bill, Ron, Chris, and then these 2 in the end. Oh, look at that. Okay, Dallas and Chad will go first. 54. They have that move. It'll be an X to the star car with a question mark. So Dallas and Chad are going to lose. Let's see. The star car is going to be David and Chris. And they're going to lose an internal move. 5. Dallas and Chad lose internal move number 5. Here's Bob and Steve. 55. They have that move. It's a skid result. It's going to be an X. Who will they give it to? Dot, it's David. Nope, they're going to put it on Dallas and Chad. All right, here's Chris and David. 66 on the number 5. It's a car result. They've only got 2 damage, so that will actually get them a shot on somebody. And we'll say, where'd my decider die go? Oh, here it is. It's blank. Dot, it's Dallas and Chad. Yep, so that's 6 now on Dallas and Chad. They're clinging to life. We go to the second column. Mike and Scott. 26. I don't know. Yeah, they do have that. It's a car result. They've got 3 damage. Let's see. That's going to be a stall, so they're going to stall out. Here's Andy and Luke. 33. Let's see. On card number 7, they have that move. X ? To the star car. So they're going to put a hit on Mike and Scott, who are trying to get their car started. And they're going to lose move 5 in doing so. Let's see, number 7. So there goes the kamikaze move. And here's Bill and Chris in the 63 Sentinel utility bus. 56 on the 14. Do they have that move? They do. It's a car move. Oh, they got 4 damage, though. It's probably going to be a stall. Oh, that's an unusual result. All right, let's see what it is. 54 on the unusual result. Automatic kill of the... Oh, they kill off the star car in the cluster. Somehow they got that bus moving and knocked out Andy and Luke just like that. Boom, baby. Gone. That was cruel. We go to Ray Price and Bob Hansen. That ruthless Chris Dinkins, I tell you what, don't mess with him. Especially when he's in a bus. Here's Ray and Bob. 44. They have that move. XO... to the most damaged car. They both have 3. Dot, it's Ed, and it's going to be Ron and Steve. So an X there, and that's going to knock them out, right? Let me just make sure of that. 44. Yes. So they put a hit on Ron and Steve, but that's it for Ray and Bob. They took themselves out with that hit. And now we got Ron and Steve. See, I think Ed and Charles get to do their move, right? 32 on the 18. Oh, that's right. They got to try to start. We'll see if they start it. Dot, they do. They don't. So forget the 32. Here's Ron and Steve with a free shot. 15 on the 11. They do not have the reverse smash, so that's going to stay just like it is. John and Mark start the 4th column. 33. They have that move. It's X ? The star car. So they're going to put that there. They're going to lose a move, though. They're going to lose their number 2 move. Ooh, that's the second one of those they're going to lose. Here's Travis and Ethan still hanging in there with a 22 on the 16. They've got that move. It's going to be an X and an exclamation point to the most damaged vehicle. That will be Chris and Al take the hit from Travis and Ethan. Pow! And an internal damage, 2. So the number 4 car loses number 2. They've lost half their moves, half their mobility. And here they come. Can they get back at Travis and Ethan? 33. Nuh-uh. The stinger is gone, so they're going to just sit there. Now we're going to have a back in action move from Joaquin and John. 51. Do they have that move? They do not. So Cooper and Giorgio can put them out of the Derby right here. 41. 19. It's a no damage. They took the no damage route. So they're going to try to preserve their iron. And that will end the 5th. Then we go to the 6th minute of the Derby. We'll get this all picked up. Oh, we got to get Chris and Al. Don't want to forget them. All right. There we go. Mark, David, Bill, Joaquin, there's Ron and Steve, Chris and Al, Ed and Charles, Travis and Ethan, Dallas and Chad, Bob and Steve, Mike and Scott. We got 4 columns of 3. John and Mark will start it off in the number 17, 21. Do they have it? They don't. Here's Ron and Steve, 65 in the 11. They have that. Oh, it's going to be a skid result, though. Okay, so, yep, that's going to be a double X, I believe. Yes, double X and an exclamation point. And who will they go for? That'd be almost a kill of Travis and Ethan. Dot, it's Travis and Ethan. Yes. So X, and an internal. They got to take an O here. No, they don't take an O. 6. See if Travis and Ethan have anything left. Oh, yeah, they got plenty of internal power left. Clinging on the external. All right, here's Ron and Steve. Oops, let me get the decider die out of there. 24. It's an X, exclamation point to the star car. That's going to be John Heckle and Mark Moe take the damage. And an internal damage, too, 4. So 17 gets loses move 4. Wow, they're kind of crippled internally. Here's Travis and Ethan limping around in the 64 Senator. 55. I think that's gonna be a skid result. All right, so they're gonna get something. Oh, it's a double X result and an internal damage to Ron and Steve. That puts 6 damage on them. They are now on life support. 11 they lose the waffle iron move. All right, so that's going to wrap up that column. Here's Chris and David leading off the second column. 54. All right, so it's going to be an X question mark to the star car. Looks like that's going to be Chris and Al. So they're going to put the 5th damage on Chris and Al, take an internal damage, losing move 2. That's their first move to lose, though. They are clearly the healthiest car in the field right now. Chris and Al trying to maybe change that. 41. They'd have that move. Oh, it's a no damage move. So they're going to play hideaway, sandbag a little bit. So that means Dallas and Chad will have nobody to hit but Chris and David. 34. On move 6, that's going to be XO. So there's an X and an O. Oh, that is 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to knock. Oh, that's their 7th damage. Dallas and Chad. Their car's not moving. They're dragging the Hercules off the lot, off the fairgrounds, and that's going to end it for Dallas and Chad. Here's Bill and Chris. So who we got here? We've got Cooper and Georgia are playing hideaway here. So Bill's only got 1 car you can go for, and that's Bob and Steve. 11 on the 14. They don't have that move. So now Bob and Steve get the shot at. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on, I got to flip this over. So here's Cooper and Giorgio will get the move. 19 on 16 on car 19. It's a car move. Ooh. They got 5 damage. So it's going to be a stall or an engine. Yeah, it's going to be engine. The engine light comes on. So Cooper and Giorgio, let's see. Number 19. So Cooper and Giorgio have their engine light on. That means they could kill out at any time. Here's Bob and Steve, 26. On the 8, let's see if they've got that move. They do. It's a car result. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they're kind of in the same boat as Cooper and Giorgio, except they're going to get a stall. So Bob and Steve stall out. All right, and we move to the final column. Joaquin and John, 22. Let's see here. On the 15, oh, it's going to be an X, exclamation point to the most damaged car. That's Mike and Scott Johnson take a damage and an internal damage, losing move 2. Ooh, wait a minute. No, they don't have anything on 2 yet. They got practically everything else is gone, though, and they're stalled out. All right, here's Ed and Charles. 42 on the 18. Oh, they got to start up first before they can get that 42. Dot they do. No, they don't. Mike and Scott, with not much mobility, their car's stalled too. Do they start? Yes, they do. Vroom, vroom. But they've only got 2 moves left, and that's not one of them. So we go now to I believe the 7th minute of action now. And we got some cars that are definitely on the fringe. Who's going to be the last? The top 3 will all move on. All right, here we go. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And let's see, and 2. There we are. Column 1, John and Mark. 24 and the 17. That's the bumper blast they do not have. Bill and Chris with a free shot if they can take it. 14, let's see, 52. They've got it. XO, it's one of each to the star car. That's going to be John and Mark's car. XO. Internal, 17-1. Let's see. That's going to be, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. They're 1 shy of crapping out. And let's see. 14, that'll be, let's see here. They lose move 1 on theirs. Second one for the reverse smash. And now it's Travis and Ethan. 24. Let's see here. 24 on car 16. It's X, exclamation point, star car. That would be John Heckle and Mark Moe taking another damage. And they're going to lose an internal move, too. 17. Oh, that's going to do it for them. I think that's 6 internal damage. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's no more engine power for John and Mark. They still have some external damage left, but their car's not moving. Travis and Ethan took them out. Here's Mike and Scott as we move to column 2, 34. All right, so it's XO to the most damaged car. That's going to take out Ron and Steve. They're going to take a damage of their own. So Mike and Scott take a damage, but they put an end to Ron and Steve in the 63 Normandy sedan. And here's Chris Day and David Brambilla, who have the least damaged car in the Derby right now. 52. XO, it's one of each to the star car. All right, there's only one car left. That's going to knock out Mike and Scott, I believe. X, yes, it does. They take a damage and an internal damage to move 3. So that'll take out the Stinger for David and Chris. But it also takes out Mike Bowling and Scott Johnson. We got, 3? We got 8 cars left. Flip it over here. Here's Alan Chris in the Gold Crown sedan with 5 damage. 35 on. They do not have the Stinger move. They're going to have to just try to avoid getting hit. Not much they can do. Just kind of sit and take it. Ed and Charles, 42. Now they got to stall. Are they going to start? They do. They do. 42. They have that move too. Oh, it's a no damage move. That's probably a smart thing at this stage of the Derby. Here's Bob and Steve. So they're going to have nobody to hit but Chris and Al if they can get anything going. 46 on the 8 as also a stall. Let's see if they can get it started. Oh, they don't get it started. So Chris and Al survive. Bob and Steve are not able to get anything going. Here's Joaquin and John in the 64 Conestoga. 55 on 15. That's a non-move. The kamikaze move is out for them. Here's Cooper and Giorgio. 52. They got to, they got the engine light. We have to see if the engine light comes on first. So 1 or a 6, they're out. Nope, they're still good. So 52. We have to leave that on there though. XO, X. So one of each. That 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that will take out Joaquin and John. They are done. Killed by Cooper and Giorgio. They're going to take an internal damage and an external damage, though, so they're clinging. They got 6 external. They're going to lose move 4, 19. Let's see here. All right, so the engine light is still on, so they could be out of the Derby at any moment. All right, so that will wrap up the 7th minute. We go to the 8th minute. We're down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cars. 2 columns. Now I guess we could do it's going to be a 3 and a 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, here we go. Chris and Bill with 5 damage started out. They could knock out Cooper and Giorgio. 25. They have the move. It's a skid result. And it's going to be a single X. It goes to Cooper and Giorgio. Oh, there it is. The kill. Bill and Chris that's Chris and Bill's 2nd kill. Taking out Cooper and Giorgio. Sorry about that, guys. Well, your engine was about to go anyway. And here's Bob and Steve. Will they take out Chris and Bill? 16 on the 8. Oh, they get their car stalled. Can they get it started? They do. Oh, they get it started. Here they come. It's a car move, though. Oh, they might just stall out again because they've got 5 damage. No. Yes. Yeah, they're going to stall out. So they got it started momentarily, but it killed out again. 2nd column, here's Chris and Al. 25 on car 4. They do not have the bumper blast. They haven't been able to do much lately at all. Sitting there with 5 external damage. Here's Ed and Charles in the 65 National sedan. Sitting actually, they're looking pretty good with only 3 external damage. 65 on the 18. That will be a skid result. So it should be a little bit of damage. Oh, no, it's an unusual result. Let's go to the unusual result chart. 34. Vroom, 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 smash. Oh, a quadruple X to, to the most damaged car. Look out. Oh, it's Travis and Ethan that gets blasted out of there by Ed and Charles. Oh, it was just, we had to check on their safety. Are they okay in there? That was a quadruple X hit. What goes around comes around. All right, so Ed and Charles get the kill. Here's Chris and David. 5 cars left. 15. And they've got the move. It's a skid move. So here we go. It's going to be a single X. It goes on Chris and Al. Nope, it's going to go on Ed and Charles. All right, so we got 5 cars left. Getting down to the nitty-gritty here. We'll do a column of 3 and a column of 2. And here we go. Keep in mind, this is the first of 2 heats. We'll shut things down after we get this finished. and then reset it up and start again with a second broadcast, with the second wave. All right, here we go. There's our groupings. Can you see that? Bill and Chris will start it off. They get the first crack. Let's get this stall card out of here. All right, here comes the 14 Sentinel utility bus for Fast Save Supermarkets. 53, that's a good move. They've got that move XO exclamation point. So it's a choice move. Dot, it's going to go on Ed and Charles. Yes, so X for Ed and Charles, but an O for Chris. That gives them 6. Hanging on. And we're going to take away an internal move also. Move 5 on the 18. That gives them 3 moves out. Here's Ed and Charles with a comeback. 12. They have that move. Oh, it's a double X and a question mark. No targeting symbol. Dot, it's... Well, so they're going to take somebody out right here. Somebody's going out. It's either Bill and Chris on a dot, Chris and Al on a blank. Here it is. Oh, Bill and Chris are out. Oh, see ya. No mercy. Ed and Charles are still in. All right, here's Chris and Al. 52 on the 4. Do they have it? Yes, they have that move. The kamikaze move. It's X. It's one of each. All right, so that keeps them in it. The O was going to put an X there. The O gives them 6 external, and we got to do an internal. See, 18, 5. So they're still alive. They're going to lose their second kamikaze. And let's see what Al and Chris are going to lose move 3. So they're still in it too. That's their second loss of move 3. So they're still hanging in there. Here's our final 4. One of the next person to get eliminated, the other 3 are all advancing to the finals. It's just a matter of how many points they're going to get. David and Chris, 25 on the 5. They don't have that move. The bumper blast is gone. Here's Bob and Steve in the 8, 46. Oh, they got the stall. Can they get it started? They do. 46. It's a car result. Oh, they're going to probably stall right back out again. All right, so let's see. Car result with 5 damage. Yeah, that's going to be another stall. The engine light could go on. 5. Nope, they're going to stall right. No, the engine light goes on. So their engine light is on. But they will get a move next time if there is a next time. That's going to be the end of this. So now we just line these guys up. Since there's down to 4 cars, we line them up and just keep going in that order until we're down to our winner. So the next guy that gets knocked out will have to hope for the free pass, the golden ticket. The other 3 are going to be in. And here we go. Chris and David will lead off. There's Chris and Al, Bob and Steve, Ed and Charles. May the best car win. Chris and Dave will start it out. 65 on the 5. They have that move. It's a skid move, though. Oh, that's the driver, so it's an A. 5. Oh, no. They had a chance to knock somebody out. Instead, it's just I think it's an O. It is an O. They're going to take a damage so they take a damage of their own vehicle. They now got 5 damage. Here's Chris and Al with 6 damage. Can they do anything here? Just got to knock somebody out. Oh, but they can't with a 13. They don't have that move. Oh, the reverse smash is out. So they're just kind of sitting ducks. Will Bob and Steve take advantage here? 53 on the 8. Oh, the engine light. Got to see if the engine light goes on first. It doesn't. 53. XO, no targeting symbol. So I think somebody's going out here. Oh, wait, I have to roll not a decider die. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5, 6. So Ed and Charles are going to get knocked out. So they are out. That was actually a good move because now Ed and Charles couldn't hit them back. So Ed and Charles, sorry about that. There's our finals. There's our finalists. Chris Day, Davida Brambilia, Chris Bowler and Al Wilson, and Bob Sheehy and AFR Steve all going to the finals. Let's see who's going to get the most points now. Chris and David will start out. 54. It's an X move to the star car. That would be putting it on Bob and Steve, but they're going to take an internal damage on move 4. Yeah, they're safe there. They're all right with that. Here's Chris and Al, 32. They do not have that move. Can't get anything going. Here's Bob and Steve. Chance to put somebody out, 43. Oh, they got the engine light. We got to check the engine light first. 1 or a 6, the engine light comes on. No, it's still lit. The car's still running, barely. It's a no damage. Well, they're going to get. He's hoping that one of these guys will knock each other out. So he's kind of backed away a little bit. Chris has got just one target here, 42, and they does not have that move. Here's Chris and Al with a chance. They're still in it. If they can roll a 4, 5, or 6, they can get a hit. Oh, there it is, 41. It's a no damage. All right. So now we go here. So they backed out, leaving Bob and Steve only to hit Chris and David. 11 on the 8. I guess we have to do the engine light, don't we? Yes, we do. If the engine light doesn't come on, they're going to knock them out. 1, 2, yes. So 1 or a 6, Bob and Steve are out. Oh, there's the engine light of the car. Just as they had Chris and David right in their sights, the car died. So there's our number 3. 2 points for Bob and Steve. And now, let's see here. So we go back to the top, and he can't hit. There's nobody to hit. Al and Steve now move into position. 54. That might work. It's an X with a question mark. That does not knock them out. Let's see if the question mark does. If I roll a 4, they're out. Nope. That's 5 internal damage and 6 external damage for the 61 Gold Crown sedan. Anything happens, they cannot take any more damage anywhere. But I think they might here. Here's Chris and David now. Okay, no, I guess this would be Al. No, that's right. I just rolled for Al, right? No, I didn't. I did. Okay, so Chris and David. Here we go. Chris and David. 52. They have the move, and there it is. Oh, but they might knock themselves out. Yes, we have a joint knockout, looks like. XO, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, it's a joint knockout. So David and Chris, it's an XO question mark exclamation point. So both cars have 6 damage. They now have 7. They're both dead. So we're going to have to use the decider die to decide who's going to get. Or you know what? Let's go and declare them co-champions and give them each 4 points. So instead of giving 1, 5, and 1, 3, we'll give them each 4. That seems like the fairest way to do it. So there's our co-champions for the first round. We'll give them 4 points each. Al and Chris. What a way to finish the Derby. They killed each other out. And they will now advance to the Sweet 16 with 4 points in their pocket. All right, that's our first heat. And pretty exciting finish. What we're going to do is we're going to sign off. We will get all these junk cars towed out of here. And we'll set up fresh cars, fresh drivers, and do the second heat. Should take us about 15 minutes. So we'll see you in about 15.